Muhammad Ali, Natal to Navamsha analysis with Saturn as Atmakaraka. Ascendant, Cancer to Aquarius. Muhammad Ali's life path transitioned from the emotionally driven and nurturing energy of Cancer to the intellectual and innovative influence of Aquarius in Navamsha. In his natal chart, Cancer highlighted his deep emotional connection to his family, his roots, and his desire to protect and nurture others, while also displaying his charisma and public image. As he moved into Aquarius in Navamsha, his life took on a more progressive and humanitarian focus, with an emphasis on freedom, innovation, and breaking away from traditional norms. The challenge for Ali was to balance the emotional depth and sensitivity of Cancer with the intellectual detachment and humanitarian goals of Aquarius. Sun, Capricorn 7th house to Aquarius 1st house. The Sun in Capricorn in the 7th house in his natal chart reflected Ali's desire for recognition, authority, and respect, particularly in his relationships and public life. He sought to establish himself as a leader through discipline, hard work, and persistence. In Navamsha, the Sun moved to Aquarius in the 1st house, where his identity became more focused on individuality, innovation, and independence. This shift emphasized his role as a global figure who challenged societal norms and stood for freedom and justice. His challenge was to balance the structured, status-oriented nature of Capricorn with the rebellious, forward-thinking energy of Aquarius. Moon, Capricorn, 7th house, to Gemini. The moon in Capricorn in the 7th house in Ali's natal chart indicated emotional resilience and a desire for control in his relationships. He may have struggled with expressing vulnerability, preferring to approach his emotions in a disciplined and structured way. In Navamsha, the moon moved to Gemini in the 5th house, where his emotional fulfillment came from creative expression, communication, and intellectual pursuits. This shift suggested that later in life, Ali found joy in sharing his ideas and engaging in creative or intellectual activities. The challenge was to balance his emotional discipline with the more playful, communicative energy of Gemini. Saturn, Aries, to Sagittarius, 11th house. As Saturn was Ali's Atmakaraka, it played a pivotal role in shaping his soul's purpose. Saturn in Aries in the 10th house in his natal chart indicated a deep drive for achievement, authority, and leadership. He was relentless in his pursuit of success and recognition in his career, often demonstrating immense discipline and perseverance. In Navamsha, Saturn moved to Sagittarius in the 11th house, where his soul's journey became more focused on fulfilling his ideals and visions within a larger social context. This shift emphasized his role as a global humanitarian figure and his contributions to society. The challenge for Ali was to balance the assertive, pioneering energy of Aries with the philosophical, idealistic nature of Sagittarius, ensuring that his career success translated into meaningful contributions to society. Jupiter, Taurus, 11th house, to Gemini, 5th house. Jupiter in Taurus in the 11th house in Ali's natal chart showed that his growth and expansion came through stable, reliable networks and friendships, as well as his ability to achieve financial success and material abundance through group efforts. In Navamsha, Jupiter moved to Gemini in the 5th house, where his growth became more focused on intellectual pursuits, creativity, and communication. This shift indicated that Ali's later success was tied to his ability to express his ideas and inspire others through his words and actions. His challenge was to balance the practical, stable energy of Taurus with the more curious and adaptable nature of Gemini. Mars, Aries, 10th house, to Cancer, 6th house. Mars in Aries in the 10th house in his natal chart indicated a powerful drive for success, leadership, and authority in his career. Ali's aggressive, fearless nature helped him rise to the top of his field, making him a dominant force in the boxing world. In Navamsha, Mars moved to Cancer in the 6th house, where his energy became more focused on service, health, and daily work. This placement suggested that later in life, Ali's physical energy and competitiveness were directed toward helping others and maintaining his own well-being. His challenge was to balance the assertive, fiery energy of Mars in Aries with the more nurturing, protective energy of Cancer. Mercury, Capricorn, to Cancer, 6th house. Mercury in Capricorn in the 7th house in his natal chart indicated a structured, pragmatic approach to communication, particularly in his relationships and public life. Ali likely valued discipline and logic in his interactions with others. In Navamsha, Mercury moved to Cancer in the 6th house, where his communication style became more emotionally driven and focused on service. This shift highlighted a growing concern for the well-being of others, and he may have communicated in a more nurturing and protective manner. The challenge was to balance the logical, disciplined nature of Capricorn with the emotional, caring energy of Cancer. Venus, Capricorn 7th house to Virgo 8th house. Venus in Capricorn in the 7th house in Ali's natal chart reflected a practical, structured approach to relationships where loyalty, commitment, and mutual respect were highly valued. In Navamsha, Venus moved to Virgo in the 8th house, where his relationships took on a more analytical and transformative nature. This shift indicated a focus on deep, transformative connections, possibly through experiences related to shared resources or personal transformation. His challenge was to balance the practical, disciplined energy of Capricorn with the analytical, detail-oriented energy of Virgo, particularly in matters of intimacy and partnership. Rahu, Leo 2nd house to Libra, 9th house. Rahu in Leo in the 2nd house in his natal chart suggested a strong desire for recognition and power through material wealth and resources. Ali may have sought fame and financial success as a way to validate his sense of self-worth. In Navamsha, Rahu moved to Libra in the 9th house, where his focus shifted to seeking balance, harmony, and justice in philosophical, religious, or cultural pursuits. This shift indicated a growing desire for wisdom and fairness in matters of higher learning and spiritual beliefs. His challenge was to integrate the self-centered energy of Leo with the more relationship-oriented, justice-seeking energy of Libra. Aquarius, to Aries, 3rd house. Ketu in Aquarius in the 8th house in his natal chart indicated a detachment from conventional approaches to transformation, crisis, and shared resources. Ali may have been disinterested in traditional power dynamics and preferred to explore unconventional ways of dealing with life's deeper mysteries. In Navamsha, Ketu moved to Aries in the 3rd house, where his focus shifted to independence, courage, and direct communication. This placement indicated that Ali's spiritual growth came from embracing his individuality and asserting his ideas and opinions. The challenge was to balance the detachment of Aquarius with the assertiveness of Aries, particularly in matters of communication and personal expression. Saturn as Atmakaraka. With Saturn as Atmakaraka, Muhammad Ali's life was defined by themes of discipline, perseverance, and responsibility. Saturn's influence highlighted his soul's purpose of mastering the lessons of hard work, endurance, and leadership, particularly in his career and public life. In the natal chart, Saturn in Aries in the 10th house emphasized his relentless drive for success and recognition, making him a dominant force in the world of boxing. As Saturn moved to Sagittarius in the 11th house in Navamsha, his soul's journey shifted toward fulfilling his ideals and making a lasting impact on society. The challenge for Ali was to integrate the assertive, pioneering energy of Aries with the philosophical, humanitarian energy of Sagittarius, ensuring that his legacy extended beyond his personal achievements and contributed to the greater good of humanity.